Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all are having a great day. Today, I think we're just gonna work on the interior a little bit, try and get the car back to working order. So you can see the door from the last video. So I'm just gonna kind of work towards getting all the center console stuff back to how it was before the manual swap. I don't have a shift boot, but I'm not gonna put one in anyway because I'm gonna put in another shifter selector joint into like where the transmission is, so kind of up here. And I still need this open, and I have new bolts for this because they're kind of rusted. But yeah, I kind of just want to get this back a little bit looking nicer. Maybe all the stuff from right here, just so it's less messy. The interior still isn't that close to being done. I still have to replace the motor, if not the motor and the regulator for the window, just so it rolls up past here, because it only gets up this high. It goes up and down fine, just only up until here. And then put the door panel back on. I think I have to change the lock actuator on this side as well as on this side. I really hope not, but it is what it is. And then this side could technically get the door panel on, but I do need to do the lock actuator on that side. Yeah, but like I said, we're just gonna focus on this for now. All right, so step number one is to get all of the parts that go into right here. These have been stowed away in a box for quite some time, so they are a little bit dirtier than they should be. So here we have the computer with 2 dead spiders, the centerpiece right here, and then I have my mirror and hazard buttons right there. This piece that goes behind like that. And then behind here, this piece that goes in right there, shuts like that. Pretty cool. The armrest is in terrible condition, so I want to get a new one of those. So we'll start with getting all this in. So here we have the center console piece. We have basically every single one of these clips, or the like where it's supposed to bolt in, is broken except for this one and this one. That one's broken on that side. So this is not going to be secured. It's just going to be in there to be in there. So basically I'm just going to start by putting this over, and then we need to get the window buttons and the hazard lights into these slots, but they won't go in. So you just disconnect these by pinching in on these two and pulling out like that, and then just pop them in the top, make sure that they're like level, and then just push them in until they should just pop down like that, and then that works. Do the same for this one, just like that. And then we're going to take the 2 clips and put them back into the underside of the connector. All right, pretty straightforward. They're both connected. Next is the hazard lights. So in order to separate the hazard light switch, you're gonna need to pry this connector off. It's stuck on there pretty bad. But anyway, just note how these go, and then just push it in right there, and then just plug this in from the bottom. Okay, so I'm just kind of trying to maneuver around to get all of the connectors in. So I have the one in right here. I kind of clipped the one in, the broken one, up here. So as you can see, it's kind of moving one with this piece. I got one connector, or one bolt in here to kind of keep this in place. The back still moves around though. I'm just gonna try and get one in here, wherever that one is, and then the other one down here, and then I'll kind of move on from there. Okay, so after getting a couple more of those bolts in, still kind of wiggly on the bottom, but this is secure, this is secure, this is secure to that, and there's one in here between, you can kind of see it right there, the black bolt. That one is a pain to get to. What I ended up doing was taking just a little bit of electrical tape onto the tip of a Phillips head and kind of pressing it into the bolt with my hand, kind of like a magnet. So if you have a magnetic screwdriver, that works too, and just kind of putting it in the general area and just twisting. Now it's good, so we'll move on to the next part. Okay, so I did a little bit more work. I wasn't able to get this bottom part in just because this whole thing doesn't move. It needs to slide back, and the clips are broken anyway, so I think it's just gonna be like that. I'm not 100% sure where all of these connections go. I think these two went to the automatic shifter. There is this light which goes somewhere. I'm not 100% sure. And then I'm 90% sure I put these connections for the cigarette lighter in properly, but I hope that's how it goes. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure where the light goes. Anyway, to put this in, I'm just gonna get these two connections out of the way. You kind of just, so make sure everything is out of the way. Whatever goes under it, make sure it's not in the way. And then you kind of just push it in and down. And you just kind of have to finesse it in there. Oh. Something like that. And then now that we have this in, this screen right here, you can see there are two connections, white and black. When you plug it in, make sure that you have this all the way forward. Plug it in, pop it up, and then when you push this back, it clips in right there and locks in place. And then to take it out, you just push down and bring this back. Push down on this tab. Once you have that in, you can just slide the screen in and it should pop into place. And just like that, everything is plugged in. So I'll just reconnect the battery and turn on the car and see what happens. Okay, so the screen does not work. I just tried it, but I disconnected the battery. This is just how everything's gonna be. So there's this light, again, no idea where it goes. The piece that kind of sits in like that. There are coins under here. How they got there, I don't know. How to take them out, I don't know. You just have to get, I don't know, take the bottom off, but it's under here. I'm not gonna worry about it too much. I don't really need coins right now. To put this in, there's this one clip and that kind of goes into the hole that's right there. So just like that. And then I just kind of took the light out right here. And then there's a piece of Velcro on the bottom. Drop it down. Where's the light? It's back down there. Okay, just like that. Push it down. There you go. Now you have the cup holder and everything in. This just folds down. Okay, and that looks pretty good. Okay, so not because I need to, but because I want to, I'm gonna replace this. I have a new one right here. It just looks a little bit better. This one's kind of faded, as you can see, like the dial. This one just looks a little bit cleaner, but on this one, the actual dial itself is kind of messed up, whereas this one is very crisp. So I want to try and take this out, switch out this, like the actual dial, because it's like a sensor, or it's like a plug that you plug in. Somehow you take that out and then just put that one onto this one and replace that. So first thing, in order to take this out, it's just one bolt right there on the underside, and it should just come out. So first we'll start by taking this one apart. In order to get the actual selector out, first we take this dial off just by pulling it straight up like that. Set that to the side, and then we're gonna have to take this off. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly what size that is, but it's just coming off with my finger. So I'm just gonna go with that. So you wanna take this off. Okay, I just set it on the ground right there. And then it should pop out like that. And so the way this is held in is this prong right here, kind of, it sits in that hole right there. I mean, that keeps this from spinning. So anyway, on to taking this out. Let's get that removed. Okay, then this should just kind of pop out. Let's see. There we go. Okay, then we're just gonna disconnect the connectors for the two sensors. All right, and then now that we have this out, I'm just gonna do the same thing, take out this switch and then put it into the other one. And then we're just gonna connect it back up and put it in. All right, now that it's all done, looking good, works good. Just gonna put the connections back on and pop it in. Okay, so after a long while of trying new things, I don't know exactly what happened. I tried to turn the car on and, you know, turn on the headlights and it wouldn't work, but I had a check control light. And so I turned the car on and then there was just smoke from right here. So I turned off the car, and then disconnected the battery. And then I've tried like taking this one out and putting it onto that one and then plugging it in. So it's the both original, you know, original two of these onto here. That didn't work. So I put them back into the old one. See, it's kind of smeared. Put it back in, still doesn't work. There's no smoke anymore, but the check control light turns on and I'm afraid there's gonna be smoke. The fuses look fine. Yeah, I really know what it is. I'm taking it to a soft test to see, you know, what code reads for the check control light. Yeah, so I don't really know what's going on here. With everything here, the screen doesn't work, but that doesn't have anything to do with it. Yeah, nothing. I turned the car on after I plugged everything in here and it worked fine. And then as soon as I try this, that happened. So yeah, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. All right, everybody, so quick note from the editor. What ended up being the problem is the onboard computer, the screen, as I called it in the video, stopped working somehow. And when I plugged it in and tried to turn on the brights at the same time, then it fried the check control module, which is under the steering wheel, in that cluster of wires. So I'm sure, as you can imagine, it's a little bit hard to get to, and it's not at the top of my priority list, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. Coming up is a little bit of a sneak peek on what's to come in the next video, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you have any advice, any tips, feel free to leave it in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, very nice seat bracket for the seat. Cool.